How are you holding up, Annie?
I think it's been already quite a long conference, but I think we still have the energy and the enthusiasm to continue. So I'm feeling very excited about the next session. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. Well, same here. We're nearing the end. We are not there yet. Of course, we have one more session to go. Then after that, we will also have our closing note, where we will also have the team behind the scenes. We will call them up on stage to discuss, of course, the event today, but also what's coming in the future and what's next, and all the other great initiatives that C# Corner is organizing.
Great. Sounds like a great plan.
All right, then let's go. Last but not least, we will soon welcome our next speaker on stage, which is Nikita Sachdev. She is the co-founder at Luna Management, which is a model management agency Nikita is running with, what I've seen, limitless creativity, thousands of talents in all shapes, sizes, races, ages, very diverse. And what I've also discovered is that Nikita's company is working with well-known global brands, including Porsche, Gucci, Breitling, Nespresso, a lot of big names, and many more out there. So yeah, with that, Nikita brings a lot of experience and knowledge that she will share with us today. And her session, the last session of today, will be about marketing and communication in the fintech industry. So I say, let's get ready and let's call Nikita on stage.
Hi guys, hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for that introduction.
Hi Nikita, welcome. It's great to have you here. We have seen you had a very impressive journey. We would love to hear more from you, and especially to join your session. And where in the world are you right now?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Oh, you're in Houston, Texas. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Well, then, if you're ready, the virtual stage is all yours, and we'll be looking forward to watching and listening to your session.
Great. I'll just go on to my slides now. Yes, so you already heard an introduction from the two wonderful ladies. So I started off with Luna Management, and we expanded to Luna PR, which is a marketing and PR agency. So today I would like to talk about marketing and communications in the crypto, blockchain, and fintech industries, as it's very different from typical I would say the modeling world. But before I do so, I'd love to give you an introduction about myself. I have a degree in chemistry from the University of Texas, and I soon realized that I didn't want to do anything to do with chemistry, and ended up doing a business degree from James Cook University in Singapore. The only condition that my dad had was that I had to pay for my own degree this time. So while I was looking for jobs in Singapore, I got stopped in a shopping mall and asked to do a TV commercial for a hair dye brand, which I casted for. I got the commercial, and eventually it basically paid off a semester of my tuition in one go. So that was really exciting. And since then, after that moment, I wanted to just continue doing those commercials for as long as I could. I graduated. I managed to pay off my own degree through modeling, and then I decided to eventually start my own agency. And of course, my business degree helped to do that. When I started my own agency, I also had a very big interest in cryptocurrencies. It was around 2017. So while running the agency and while, trying to be different and diversify and, have models of all types of, ages, races, and sizes, because I saw that gap in that market, I was also making videos on my social media about how amazing Bitcoin was. Eventually, I got noticed by Huobi Exchange, which was the largest exchange at the time, who asked me to become their host. My career just kind of took a fork. I continued with the modeling agency, but I also was very much interested in crypto until finally I tried to find a way to synergize both my worlds, which was the media world and the tech world. And I decided that it's time to bring in a PR agency that can bring media into tech and raise awareness for tech. So that's a little bit about me. And this is a little bit about my agency. So Luna PR is a division of Luna Management. While Luna Management does talent management and production, Luna PR is a marketing and PR agency, which is based in Singapore. We're working internationally. As you can see, I'm currently in Houston. And we have clients in fintech, health tech, lifestyle. We're quite diverse, but focused on tech at the same time. We do things slightly differently. And so before I go forward, I wanted to talk about what's important when it comes to marketing and communicating your brand out there, especially if you're in tech. These are a few strategies that we line up that are important for any business that is in tech. Technology businesses are different than the others because you're trying to make people understand something that's not really, maybe not very understandable. Sometimes people see tech as a different language. So it's really important to put yourself out there and make other people understand, especially if you want to grow and have user acquisition. The first step, social media. Put yourself out there. The next step, email marketing. Again, put yourself out there. SEO and PPC. When someone types in your project on Google, it's always great to be the first one on top. Press articles, interviews. The next is influencer marketing and partnerships. Then we have conferences and creative assets. So these are, I would say, a recipe to success for any technology company. I'll go forward here. So with a lot of our companies, we see that a lot of our successful companies that approach us for help, we see they have a powerful team. They have a great product. They're at the right place at the right time. Some people call that luck. I think it's being at the right place at the right time. And they have value. They have a product. They have something that keeps them, that they want to sell or they want to showcase. But what is difficult for them is the speed. Sometimes, especially in technology, it's important to have speed because technology is constantly evolving and there are always people coming in with the same idea. So if you want to be the first to market, speed is vital. The next step is disruptions. Have a unique selling point and to highlight it. A lot of times projects, they have a great product, but they don't know how to sell it. And the way to sell it is to really highlight what's unique about you. And then the last step is all marketing from there. Put it out there. Once you have everything in place, you just need to market it. So we like to start with influencer marketing as our first strategy. We keep a database of over 2,000 influencers globally. And we try to have a very specific requirement for our influencers. It's important to make sure that your influencers have engagement rates. A lot of times people will just look at the amount of followers and say, this person has 10,000 followers. Let me, go ahead and engage in that person. But it's important to look at their engagement rate to make sure that these influencers are not, a bot or bots. It's important to select influencers that are focused in your industry. So I probably would not get a fashion influencer to, highlight tech products. It's important to get a tech influencer to highlight tech products. So to make sure that they are industry focused, make sure that they keep the post up. A lot of the times I've seen some clients have, say, Nikki, it's not working with my influencers. They pay the influencers, they put the posts up, and within the next day the ads, like the influencer post, is deleted. So it's important to specify the duration of how long you want the influencer to promote your brand. It's important to have the rights to repost what the influencer puts, and it's important that the influencer doesn't also promote competitor brands. So we really check all those before we go out there. The next thing is, whenever you're trying to whenever you're on social media, it's important to have a theme so that people can relate your brand. When they see it, the same colors remind them of their brand. These are like subliminal messages that actually play a really big part, and people kind of underestimate. So what we do is we look at the company's logo. We look at their website, we see what colors they're using, and then we use that. We do a theme proposal, and we use that for all social media channels. And this actually goes a long way. And the last thing with social media is we keep presence everywhere. And this is a good tip for anybody trying to, increase their social media and their marketing. A lot can be done through just social media. That's why I'm emphasizing on it so much. Use all the channels. There are so many platforms out there. Use all of them. Just be present everywhere. Of course, it helps having someone to manage it for you, because it can take a lot of time. We do spend almost half a day on our clients' social medias, trying to make sure that we have something on all their channels. But it's completely worth it, because don't underestimate the power of social media. The next step is email marketing and investor relations. Now, every company has a different goal, of course, but a lot of our clients are startup tech clients that usually want, email marketing or investor relations before they start marketing. Sometimes we see that marketing and investment can be a chicken and egg situation, where investors want to see that there's marketing done out there, and to market you need some funding. So it is a very, as I said, chicken and egg situation. But that's why it's good to go hire someone or go with a PR agency that can understand that and help you with that. So in our PR agency, we help our clients with investor relations. It's really important to make sure that, that when marketing cannot be done, that we can help you find the sources of funding. PitchBook is a really good software that we use. It's slightly pricey, but we use it as a company, where you can find investors of all kinds and very targeted investors. So let's say you have a mobile phone app coming out soon. We look at the competitors, your competitors, and see which investors invested in your competitors, and then reach out to them. So that's one way of our investor relation strategy. The other thing is email marketing. So email marketing is a very powerful tool. Some people don't like cold calling, but we find it, it's a very old-fashioned, and it's been, one of the oldest way. Cold calling is one of the oldest way of marketing. It goes back to the days people used to knock on your door and say, "Hey, look at my product," and it really helps. Email marketings have helped increase sale revenue. They increase leads. They improve email engagement, conversion rates. They and they help you build your database. Now, there are a lot of platforms you can use for email marketing. We sometimes do it manually so that we can make sure that each email is targeted and specific to what our, what message we're trying to send across, and doesn't come out too salesy. But if you're in a rush and you need to send something quickly, then we use platforms like MailChimp. So SEO and PPC, I'm sure a lot of you guys use this for your companies. A lot of CEOs and founders who are listening to this, I'm sure a lot of you guys use SEO and PPC. This is also one of the very important things when it comes to marketing, because as I mentioned earlier, when let's say your project is a crypto lending platform, when someone types in crypto lending platform on Google, you want your project to be the first thing that comes up. So this can be achieved by SEO and PPC. SEO is more organically done, whereas PPC is pay per click. So it's kind of self-explanatory, you pay for it. And when integrated, these two work best. So as you can see in my next slide, with organic searches, you get 42% results. Paid searches give you 53% results. Together, you can increase your exposure by 95%. I mean, this is really a great tool to use. The next thing is, as I said, I started off making a lot of video blogs. So what we do is we think that it's very important for clients to, again, engage with influencers, not just to, just retweet my comment, but to also make video blogs. Videos are one of the best ways to explain a product because people can visualize it, people can see you. It's like you're having a discussion with them. So we find that video blogs are very effective, and we strongly recommend our clients to do videos more than just like writing up an article or Medium article, which is also a good tool. This offers viewers a different perspective when done on a video. So there's a few types of videos that you can do. One is to hire an influencer and do like a video review of something, of your product, especially if it's in tech and it's a bit complicated. It's good for someone to kind of put it in layman terms. The next one is an interview style video. Now, I've hosted before for CryptoVest and Crypto Daily, so I used to, interview, and for Huobi, that's how I started. I was interviewing tons and tons of platforms. And why do all these big companies interview their own listed tokens? Is because they find it brings more success. It brings more investors. Investors don't have to read through, an 18-page white paper to understand your company. Instead, they can just watch a video and kind of hear it from the founder itself. This is a very effective way as well, and I highly recommend for companies starting out to do an interview and then repost that interview again on all social media platforms. It'll bring you massive exposure. Educational videos are also another way to, increase your user database and, try to get like a community that trusts you and listens and is there, like an audience, So it's important to keep your users and audience entertained. And so we also feel that having your own video blog is a great strategy. We provide brand ambassadors. So luckily from our talent management side, we have a lot of hosts, a lot of hostesses or hosts that can come in and translate your white paper into a video. And we have a great production crew. So we've done this for a lot of clients. And one of our very successful strategies was a video blog in a few different languages. So I lived in Singapore for 10 years, and we had a lot of clients that were international. So we used to do video blogs in Russian, Korean, Mandarin, Japanese, and English, because those were the countries that were very tech savvy and had a lot of tech investors. So we thought doing videos in different languages was a good way to kind of reach out to investors in those countries. Next up, we have have press and interviews. This is also very important. It helps with SEO as well. It helps bring your company's name, brings you more exposure. We have a large database and a very strong relationship with journalists and publications. So we connect a lot of our clients with media, podcasts, and interviews with bloggers and influencers and hosts. Over here, these are some of our clients. So recently we had, a tech entrepreneur approach us who, wanted more exposure. We also had, a few other, tech projects approach us who, after this company that you can see on the left over here, it's called OO. With 5 O's. After we released our article, they actually received a few calls, for and from investors who were interested in looking into their project. So media, it's a given. It's a great way to get your name out there. So this is a few of our social media platforms, some of the portfolios. So going back to what I was saying about the theme, if you remember that slide that had like the color combination, a theme is very important. So as you can see, a theme and pattern, it resonates to people, especially if and this is more specifically for Instagram, but to have like a repetitive theme will let people kind of automatically connect your brand to a picture or post that you put up. So here's an example of a theme that we did for a lifestyle client. So as you can see, the client wanted, of course, it was a sanitizer client. We wanted people to kind of understand that there was a human touch to it, that it's not just like a medical product, or we don't want people to relate to sanitizer to coronavirus. So it's very important, like the image, the story that you send out to people. There's a lot of subliminal messages that you send here. As you can see, there's a mother and her baby, there's a family. People resonate to that. So depends, what do you want people to resonate to when they see your brand? And that's what you have to put out there on social media. Campaigns are a fantastic way to grab attention. We do quite a lot of giveaways. In fact, when I first started Twitter a couple of years ago, I wasn't sure, how would I even start with getting followers, and I did one video saying, I'm gonna do $100 giveaway, just follow me and tell me what's your favorite altcoin right now. It's a crypto related giveaway, and I was giving away $100 in Bitcoin, and that just went viral. 100,000 views within a week, 5,000 followers. I mean, we really think that it's important to grow yourself organically, and campaigns are a great way to do that. There are different kinds of campaigns. You can do competitions, you can do polls, you can do events, charitable giveaways, partnerships. So yeah, there's a lot of different strategies that you can use. Next up, now this is something that people also underestimate most of the time. The founder of the company is a representative of the project. So if you have a company and you're the founder, you're the CEO, one of the co-founders, you want to put yourself out there. If you see some of the greatest CEOs, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, they really put themselves out there. They carry themselves. They represent the brand. They are the brand. So it's important to build an online presence for yourself as well. If you're a founder, if you're a CEO, imagine if you have an amazing company and someone types your name on Google and you have nothing out there, or you have something that's a bit strange out there, like a high school picture of yourself with your ex-girlfriend. We don't want that. So we want to show that you are the brand, that you put yourself out there, that you are representing the project as well. And so we always speak to our CEOs, and we find that a lot of CEOs, they kind of just misjudge, like miscalculate the step, and they think it's not important. But yeah, we do build a lot of CEO profiles, and it doesn't mean that the CEO has to be out there and take a bunch of selfies of themselves, but it means that you have to, speak about your brand, talk about it, highlight what's going on, be personal, really relate to people, show them that your brand is your baby, and people will understand the value of your brand. To do that, going back to, the CEOs, a good strategy is to join conferences, to speak in panel discussions. So what we do is we give you like a 3-month schedule, or you can plan in advance a 3-month schedule of the best conferences, and reach out to these conferences and tell them what you're doing, and show them, really put yourself out there and speak to the audience. People might be inspired. You never know. If you're too shy, we have a lot of CEOs that are too shy and they just don't want to put themselves out there. Well, we sometimes provide brand ambassadors to represent the company on the founder's behalf. We found this worked really well in Asia. We had a client from China who didn't speak very good English, and he was a bit conscious about it. So he asked us to provide him with a brand ambassador who had knowledge of tech and knowledge, and kind of studied his company, and went up on stage and spoke on his behalf. And he was really satisfied and happy, and felt at ease, because funny enough, some people are more scared of public speaking than they are of death. So yeah, we understand that, that's totally fine. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it from me. Thank you so much for having me, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Very great. Thank you so much for such a great session. So many helpful, very concrete tips. I think we all appreciated it very much, especially because it was so well-rounded. And I think in addition to being applicable to the fintech industry, I think everyone can utilize the tips very well.
Thank you. Yeah.